Hey. So, hey, everyone, look, come on in. Happy Saturday to everyone. So, I went live a little earlier today. Look, it is what it is, right? So, so go catch the live that I did on Facebook on my personal page. But that was before I did this amazing podcast. And so, it was simply amazing. So, yeah, some of you are probably like, y'all do this stuff on Saturday? Yep. Sure do, on Saturdays and everything. So as you come on in, say hey, hi, hello, say something, let me know how you're doing, all of those amazing things. And so I just wanted to give you a couple of takeaways from the podcast. So look, make sure you're coming in speaking. Go ahead and hit the share button for this broadcast. And for those who don't know me, because we've had influx of just new followers and new people. So welcome. I'm your girl, Carlika Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And I support women to navigate through menopause, right? It doesn't matter what stage or phase of menopause you're in. It doesn't matter how you got there. As for me, I got there at the age of 30. Yep, you heard it right, the age of 30, because of a total hysterectomy, no guidance, no support, no conversations, no community. And I don't want you or another woman to be like, oh my God, I'm by myself and no one understands me. I get you and I got you. So look, you see the title, The Power of One, the power of one. And so one conversation, one coach, one conference, one word, one moment can change your life forever. If you can see me and you can hear me, put a number 1 in the chat. Let me know also where you tuning in from. Let me know. Currently, I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is cold. We had snow, all of the things, but I am here on a work assignment. And so my nose itch. I am super excited. I've been having a good time. I've been working. And guess what? We're going to have our first event here, Menopause and Mimosa. So if you're in the area or the surrounding area, this is your invitation. This is your invitation to join us for that event. And I'm going to put the link at the bottom. You'll see it. I got to think, what is it? Like, what is it? I think it's Minnow, New Mexico. Look, I've been up early. I've been working. I've been doing all of the things. So I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes while I go, look, get my phone and pull this out and see what is it again? What is it? And so the power of one, put one, the power of one. What does that look like? The power of one. Have you ever had one conversation? Have you ever had one word? Have you ever had or attended one conference that you know shifted and changed your life? And so the podcast that I was on today, it was simply amazing. I'm just checking the link to make sure I put the right link in the at the bottom for you all. But okay, so that was right. Look, y'all, it be real. Okay, so you'll see that link at the bottom right there for Menopause and Mimosa, which is happening March 25th, right here live in New Mexico. And so we are Menopause on the Move. The goal is to bring awareness, educate, and to empower, right? Empowering and educating women all over the world and globe, talking about menopause. We're talking about it in the workplace. So if your workplace and you're like, you know what, my workplace needs a training in this, let me know. But the power of one. And so the podcast I was on this morning, no crystal stare. And so when you think of those words, no crystal stare, we understand that our life is not a straight path, right? That we've had some turns, we've had some bumps, we've had some difficulties, we've had some challenges, or I might just be talking about myself, right? Maybe am I talking to myself? That about the challenges and the power of one friendship, one relationship, one shift, one getting rid of something of one coach, one word, one moment, the power of one, being one with you, being one with your creator, right? All of those things, one, the power of one. And there is there is oneness in one, right? And so a lot of times we think we have to always be around people and we always have to. Community is amazing, but are you one with yourself? Are you okay with being just with you? Are you okay with embracing that one idea? Are you okay with focusing on that one goal? What's one goal that you have that you're like, you know what? This is the year for me to accomplish this one thing. And I know we all have, some of us have plenty of talents and we have plenty of gifts, but are you focusing on one so that you can go out there and maybe impact one person, right? When I go live, I'm like, even if one person, right? One person who's joining us now, one person who may catch the replay, there is power in one. But in order to even see that, you have to have accountability, responsibility. And so these are some of the things that we were talking about on this podcast with Habiba Grimes, you all. Such a sweet-spirited woman. And her podcast is called No Crystal Stare. And this is about parenting and talking to Black moms who have sons, right? And for those who may know or do not know, I have two boys, right? 18 and 12. And so there are conversations. And let me tell you all, she asked me a question that really, really touched me here, right? When you're raising your sons and you're living the example, right? I'm not a perfect mom, not at all. Won't ever be a perfect mom. And I don't even strive to be a perfect mom. But if it's one thing that I've said to them, and if there's one thing, and I've taught them a lot of things, right? And kudos to their father as well. He's taught them a lot of things too. But her podcast was specifically for Black moms. And so having those conversations, and one question she asked me was, of course, y'all know we talked about menopause and different things. I mean, of course. But she asked, how have I been able to lead or teach even my sons about menopause, and what part do they play in that? One word: support. They know how to support. They're educated in it. And look, they know when I'm having a hot flash, right? They know they're the ones who call me out. Okay, they the ones who called me out and said, you know, you be like mellow, and then it's like rah, right? And so their support. So even on our health journeys, I don't try to hide anything from my children, even when I have had medical concerns and different things. They're in the know because I don't want them to, it's not a secret, right? But if they need to care for me, or if they need to have a conversation, there was a moment just last year that I received a diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis. And for those who don't know what that is, it is an autoimmune disease that attacks your joints, and it can attack your organs and different things. But we don't claim none of that, right? We're just telling you what the diagnosis was. And so from the moment of that up until even today, they're in the know. There was one day literally that my daughter and my son, the oldest one, Jeremiah and Cartalia, they had to literally carry me to the bed. I was literally about to collapse, right? And they had to contact the doctor. But if they did not know what was going on, if they did not know pertinent information, they wouldn't have been able to have an informed conversation. So on the podcast today, that really touched me. There were so many things. So y'all gonna have to tune in when it dropped. Go look it up. No Crystal Stare with Habiba Grimes. You can go look up the podcast, listen to some episodes. But you all, it was amazing, right? A great conversation. And even in that conversation on today, it made me realize that no breaks. I don't have any time to waste on not sharing this goodness, not sharing my gift. And I'm telling you on today too, you don't have time to waste not to share your gift. right? And so I'm going to continuously keep talking about menopause. I'm going to continuously keep educating and empowering women so that and workplaces so that they can also in turn empower those around them so that you can have a conversation, right? So you can have a conversation with your children. You can have a conversation with your supervisor. You can have a conversation with your significant other. You can have a conversation, an informed conversation with your doctor. So the conversation was simply amazing. And so some of you are probably like, oh, I don't want to be on a podcast, but I want to be a speaker. Okay. Let me tell you all, I didn't start speaking on stages. I started speaking right here on Facebook Live. My children, I'm laughing because y'all, they remember when I used to put my phone, prop it up on my laptop, no ring light, making sure the lighting was right with the room light and the natural sunlight and all of these different things. They remember this journey of me, like, hey, they remember what it was called, midweek motivation at 6 p.m. So they knew at 6 p.m., everyone go to your rooms, be quiet, don't come to the door, don't do anything. Y'all, and now some of you all won't get started with anything, right? You won't even put yourself out there to have a conversation because you're waiting on someone to call you. Look, you're waiting on someone to invite you to their platform. You have an expectation for certain people to support you. And I'm not laughing at that if that's your mindset, but I want to encourage you to shift that, because what if they never invite you? What if you never get that phone call? What if they never support you? Are you still just going to sit there and say, well, such and such didn't invite me to speak at their conference or sit at their table? Say what? Come again? No. Create your own platform. Invite people to your platform, right? Speak on your own platform. And not only that, so a couple of things that I have created myself, Menopause and Mimosa, Menocon, F It, right? I used to do a broadcasting often called Just F It. We might just bring that back. I think I'm gonna bring some of my past clients up there. They're gonna tell you how they just effing it up out here, faithing it, facing it, and fulfilling it before y'all for the saints be the saints and the ain'ts be in my inbox. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. But I have evolved, right? And we're all evolving. And it's the power of one moment, one conversation, one conference, one coach, one book. Stand focused on one thing, right? How many of you out there and you're like, I can do this, I do this, I do that, pop, 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 pop. Like you dancing with it. I do this, and look, it wasn't until I focused on one thing. And I'm going to share with you all probably next week because like I said, we have a lot of new people and I want to give you a little background on the Just F It, right? This is my method that I've created, that I've taken my clients through our F It boot camp, and some of them from the F It boot camp went further to work with me, and they're out here creating their own programs, creating their own platforms, creating their own courses, getting speaking opportunities all over the world, being on multiple podcasts. I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you some receipts, okay? I have clients who are doing their thing, but if it wasn't for me focusing on one thing, and I've evolved, right? I've shifted, and different things. Because when I first started, I was just like, I just want to empower women, okay? Y'all, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, yep, I'm just going up here. I'm going to encourage somebody. I'm going to pray for somebody. I'm going to just encourage people, right? And it was one conversation, because we're talking about the power of one. One conversation that changed the game for your girl, okay? Yes, I had to make an investment in myself, but it was the best investment. the return on that investment multiple times more, right? But it was that one conversation, because y'all, I didn't know what a lead magnet was. I didn't know what none of that was, okay? Just being all the way honest. So if you're on the fence, like, I know I want to do something. I know I want to walk in my purpose. I know I want to start a business. I know, but I don't know where to start. Start with one thing, one conversation, the one right coach, right? Because let's just be real out here. There are coaches, there are consultants, there are people out here who are pimping and prostituting people, especially when you think they new in the game. And y'all need to quit doing that. Like, for real. Quit pimping and prostituting people, just getting their money, and you're not getting them any results. How dare you? That is not business integrity. That is not, and I'm talking about people who are like, oh yeah, I'm walking in faith, and all of these things. Y'all, as business women and men, quit doing that to people. People want results. And of course, you have to do the work, accountability and responsibility. Those are a couple of things that we talked about on the podcast this morning. Take accountability for your words and your actions and your thoughts, and then take responsibility as well and get accountability. Find you some people that's going to hold you accountable. If you said you was going to do this, then do it. If you said you were going to do that, then do it. And if you need help, then it is your responsibility to open up your mouth and ask. But to the people that's out there prostituting and pimping people, and your program is not giving them any results, and you may not even really know what you're talking about, then quit faking it. I am an advocate, and I'm passionate about menopause because I went through the journey. I know what needed to be done to navigate, to be able to build my business, to be able to care for my family, to be able to show up for me, right? And so, look, one, the power of one. I remember Katrina Nicole, my business coach, right? And our first call, power of one conversation. And she was like, okay, so you want to empower women? Yes, I do. I really do. Okay. Right? That's cute. What woman? I was like, huh? What woman? It was then the game shifted for me, and I started diving into one. That's where it started for me. You all may have heard me share this or not. For people who are new, I remember one button, right? How many of you all are afraid? Let me show it on my phone. How many of you are afraid of this? Hold on. Y'all, hold on. Give me some grace. I'm getting there. Okay. How many of you all are afraid of, or you have fear of this one little button? Let me see, right there. That red one that says live video. How many are afraid? How many are fearful? How many people are still sitting like, God, I want to go live. God, but I'm shy. I'm an introvert. I don't talk right. I don't sound right. I don't like my voice. I don't have nothing to say. How many of you, right? That's a real question. How many of you are like, I am terrified of going live? I am terrified of going live. It's okay. I was nervous too. My palms were sweating. My heart was racing. And I was like, the closer it got to 6 o'clock, 5:57, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, you got to pump yourself up. Get around some people that's going to pump you up, but not even just pump you up, but they're going to push you so that you can actually take action. Because how many people know you can get pumped up? How many people go to church every single week and you getting all pumped up and energized and all of these different things, and you done got a good word and some good praise and worship and all of these things, right? and you feeling on fire, like you can take on the world, you unstoppable, you know, if God before me, who can be against me, all of the things, right? And then you get a phone call, one phone call, and then you have one conversation with one of your girlfriends or a family member or whomever. You go in the store and someone look at you, just one person look at you the wrong way. One person cut you off while you driving, right? And you done forgot all about the shadamasakana and all of these different things and all the prayer and all the word. And you done just went slam off on somebody, or you done felt motivated. You done went and heard some amazing motivational speakers and you done got pumped up and all of these things. But that does not last if you don't do the work. Right? Motivation with no consistency gives you no results. Motivation with no consistency gives you no results. You need the motivation, you need the momentum, you need all of those things. But then you got to get down to the nitty gritty and you got to have like some grit to say, I'm in the game, I'm in this for the long haul. Like even with life challenges and everything, I'm still going to go. I'm still going to F it. Right? I'm going to face it, fulfill it. So look, I wanted to give you all just a short recap of the podcast. It was simply amazing. I want to encourage you with the power of one. The power of one. I serve one God. Okay. I'm married to one person. I'm just saying, I'm married to one person. Okay. Some of y'all out here, we ain't even going there. I'm committed. We just gonna leave it right there. We're gonna leave it right there. But you all have an amazing Saturday. Look, the power of one. So if you're like, you know what, I know it's time for me to move. I know I cannot afford to stay in the place that I am in. And I'm not talking about your physical location. I'm talking about mentally. I'm talking about that gut-wrenching thing in your soul that you're like, man, this is killing me slowly. Me not speaking up, me not showing up as my authentic self, me not going after the purpose and that I know that God has called me to do and who he's called me to be. Y'all, you know that you've been crying yourself to sleep because you're frustrated internally with yourself, knowing that I know there's more to me than this. I've been there. I've been there. Knowing that it's more to me. It's more to me than just what I do every single day, right? I know there's more inside of me that needs to come out. And it's one conversation, one opportunity, y'all, that can change your life. One moment, one thought that can shift your whole environment, that can shift your whole perspective. But you're the only person. You're the one person that can do that. So when are you going to quit playing? When are you going to just get consistent? When are you going to say, it's time for me to build my confidence up? It's time for me to be bold and courageous. It's time for me to do something different. It's time for me to step out of my comfort zone and get in the game. It's time for me just to say, F it. If that's you, look, if that is you, then I just want to invite you to join the F It Academy, right? That's your invitation. That's the one opportunity. If I didn't start right here on Facebook Live, share my story, share my menopausal journey, sharing my faith, sharing my struggles, right? Because I don't get up here and just share my successes. Y'all should know that. I shared that I had my kids out of wedlock for the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. I shared that my family, I didn't come from a rich family or a well-to-do family. I came from a family where we struggle financially, right? I shared those things, how I went to school smelling like kerosene. I shared those things where I had an eating disorder where I couldn't get skinny enough, right? Knowing my own self-worth. I shared those things of the shame and things that I even felt and how people talked about me and dogged me out because I was pregnant and I wasn't married and I was a preacher's kid and all of these different things, right? I share those stories from a healed place, right? From a healed place because I know who I am and I'm going to use my voice. I'm going to share my story, right? Everything that I may have endured, the things that I may endure in the years and days and months to come and different things. So like, what's up? Are you ready to make a change? Are you ready to say, you know what? Are you ready to say F it? Are you ready to have an F it attitude that no matter the challenge, the obstacle, or anything that come your way, you're like, F it, I'm going after it. If that's you, bit.ly/F it Academy. If you've been on the fence and you're like, you know what? It was this one conversation today. And even if you choose not to join, it's okay. If you're comfortable staying where you are, if you're comfortable not being uncomfortable, if you're comfortable with being stagnant, if you're comfortable with not being able to focus on one thing, if you're comfortable not accomplishing your goals, if you're comfortable crying yourself to sleep and being frustrated every single day because you're not happy with yourself, if you're comfortable with being disobedient to God, if you're comfortable not walking in your calling, if you're comfortable being silent, if you're comfortable not having the right community, it's okay. It's okay. Because ain't no pressure, right? It's okay. But if you know you're ready to see some different results in your life, if you know you have a voice that the world needs to hear, if you know that it's time for you to break through and break free and be fierce and all of the things, be fierce and free, if you know it's time for you to focus and get around the right people, if you know it's time for you to go to that next level in your life, I lost my first 10 pounds. I've superseded that now, right? I'm toning up. I still ain't got my 2-pack yet, but I'm working on it. If you know you need more clarity, consistency, and confidence to do your purpose, then F Academy is for you. It ain't for everybody, and I'm not for everybody, and everyone ain't for me. And I don't work with everybody. Like, I'm very selective, right? Very selective, because I want to work with women who are ready to make a change. I want to work with women who are like, I want to be bold, fierce, courageous. I want to work with women who want to regain their strength mentally, physically, and emotionally. Those are the women I'm looking to work with. And this year, I'm looking to work with 1,000. 1,000 women. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So if that's you, look, get in the game. Just F it. Get in the, I'm actually going to put a clickable link in there as well. But if that's you, one conversation, one opportunity, the power of one. So until the next time, y'all, have an amazing day. Go out there, do what you have been called to do. Go out there, grow, glow, and go. Okay? I'll talk to you all on another day, right? But the power of one. And I'm going to leave you with this. You are the one. You are the one for the job. You are the one for the speaking opportunity. You are the one. Your voice is the one. So just F it. Have a great day. I'm Carlika Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And I will talk to you all later. When you change your perspective, you you change your life. So you all have a great day. And if you haven't shared this out, go ahead and click the share button and share this video out with someone else. They may need to hear this one conversation, the power of one. Have a great day.